Oh, I'm a guardian of the freaking Samsung Galaxy, baby. Oh, let's get the team together. Let's go. You guys are gonna get rid of the hand, right? You guys are gonna use a... I'm hooked on a feeling. Welcome to room 666. Today I'll be reviewing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 from James Gunn, starring Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Dave Bautista, Bradley Cooper, Vin Diesel, and a whole bunch of other people. It's a Guardians of the Galaxy, baby. I'm hooked on a feeling. I'm high on believing you're in love with me. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 picks up a couple months after the first one, and it just shows our gang in their wild adventures as they're trying to make a living, and as they meet Peter Quill's father, and they got to deal with that stuff. It's really character-driven. It's not really plot-driven. So, you know, I mean, it's Guardians of the Galaxy. What do you need a fucking plot for? Come on. It's got Baby Groot. This is director James Gunn's masterpiece. It is. He did Slither, Super, and the first Guardians of the Galaxy. This movie encapsulates all three of what he does in those films perfectly. Everything that happens in this film that he does in terms of the way he sets up shots, the compositions, the certain way he frames things. There's a shot with Gamora where she's just kind of sitting on a planet sulking, and it looked fucking beautiful. Even the way that it was framed was just, it's not like something you see in a lot of these comic book movies. And I think James Gunn really brought out the big guns, the big James Gunns for this one. And literally it's every weird kind of culty aspect that you like of James Gunn and his films. The dark, violent, funny, black comedy, but with a lot of heart. He has all of that in this movie. And he does it literally like the best that he's ever done in any of his movies. And he wrote this one. He didn't write the first one originally. There was another writer who wrote it, and he kind of came on and added his little James Gunn to it. From the scene where Rocket and Yondu are hopping through the dimensions and their faces are kind of just like warping all crazy. Like that's totally a James Gunn scene. Even the scene where Rocket is going around basically murdering all those Ravengers, all Vietnam vet style in the forest, that's all James Gunn. And that kind of stuff we didn't really see in the first one. We got hints of what they could have been, but I think in this one he really let loose. And this is James Gunn's masterpiece. That's right, I said it. Stop whining. It's better than the first one, goddammit. We are going to let the spoiler Groot out as well for this, so I will be kind of mentioning things that are spoilers. So we are going to talk about, first and foremost, Chris Pratt. He's, Andy Dwyer from Parks and Rec, little baby Pratt. And, he's just buffer, but he's still just like you just want to squeeze his cheeks and stuff. And he's got that charm. It's not really any different from part 1, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. Sorry, not part, Volume 1. But he's good in this. There's my favorite scene in this, a highlight, I think, is him playing this kind of emotional scene with Kurt Russell. He's his father in the movie, but he also ends up being the one who gives Peter Quill's mom the brain tumor. So, in that moment when he finds that out, there's just really there's like a quick reaction from Chris Pratt's character, Star-Lord. He just hears that, you just see his eyes change, and he just pulls out his blasters and just starts blasting Kurt Russell all crazy. It's a really good scene. There's also another emotional scene that he plays in with Yondu that's really great. It's Chris Pratt doing Chris Pratt. He's not going to win any Oscars, but, he charmed the hell out of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, Zoe, 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 how you do that trick. The one where you're all green and shit. That's right. We're talking about Zoe Saldana. She's one of the best action movie stars we have right now. Seriously. I mean, I don't know if she does all her own stunts. I don't think she does. But she's really good in terms of all the action stuff in here. And she's got a lot of great emotional scenes with Nebula, her sister. And you really get the sense in this movie, more so than the first, that she was actually tortured and fucked around with by Thanos. Even though they never mention him and they don't show him, he's actually scarier in this one than he is in the first one because of what you find out that he does to Gamora and Nebula and what they went through as sisters growing up. And, like I said, Zoe, she is amazing in terms of like an action movie star. Because not only is she good at all that kind of stuff and kind of bringing the grittiness and the toughness that needs to be there, but also she could be dramatic and really bring a lot of heart to certain things. So she's really good in this. So yeah, Zoe. Let's talk about one of the standouts in the movie. That's right, the real Rock in my eyes, Dave Bautista. That's right, he's better than The Rock. Fuck The Rock. He is hilarious in this film. He's got great comedic timing. And, I mean, he also just does as good as he did in the first one, where he brings a lot of heart to it as well. In the first one, you know that his family was killed, and that's kind of his whole thing. They find Thanos to kill him because they killed his family. And in this one, you really get the sense that is his motivation for being. There's a lot of great scenes of him kind of talking about that stuff, about his wife and his daughter. And the way Bautista is able to kind of just look and sort of just kind of stare off and just say these things. And he's not doing this really crazy, great dramatic acting, but he's really good in these scenes, really kind of adding more layers and like a dimension to the Drax character. He doesn't really have some crazy arc in this one, kind of like the other characters do. He's kind of there to be paired with Mantis, which is more of like a comic relief thing, but he's really funny and he's definitely worth the price alone. I think it was genius for James Gunn to make Groot still a baby in this one, because you already got used to the Rocket and Groot dynamic in the first one. And in this one, they don't have that because Groot's a baby. He doesn't really know anything. Rocket has to take care of him. So Rocket's much more of an asshole in this one. He's a lot meaner. He's just a lot more just angry at everyone and everything. And it really shows that Groot is kind of the only person that he's let in as a friend, and everyone else he kind of just pushes away. This really does show more of the depth of these characters, especially, you get hints of how cool Rocket Raccoon is in the first one, that he's like some badass, crazy gadget guy who, knows how to put together bombs, and he just wants to like blow things up and kill things. But you don't really see it in part one. In this one, you definitely see it. There's a great scene where he's in the woods going around just destroying like Ravengers, just basically setting up all these booby traps. Like there's a one scene where he just jumps on one's head and he just beats him with his fist. Just a raccoon just beating some dude in the head with his fist while he's on the floor. It's such a great, violent and dark scene, and it really shows who Rocket is as a character. And Baby Groot's cute. Wow. Let's get to honestly, if they were giving out, like if there was like a Marvel Academy Awards and this year we're doing Best Supporting Actor, we're giving it to Michael Rooker. Am I right? I mean, as he had stated earlier, this is going to be the last time that he's playing Wolverine. The last time that he's playing Yondu. He's so fucking good as Yondu. Yondu is a scumbag. You kind of get a feel for who he is. You're not sure if you like him or if you don't like him, but you're like, oh, he's got some cool stuff in there, especially with the whistle arrow thing. But in this one, you really like grow to like love the character. Literally, they kill him at the end. Yondu dies, and it's a really emotional and very sad scene. I teared up when it was happening in the theater, especially some of the things he says to Peter Quill. It's a really good performance from him, and it's also a very dark performance from him. He literally is just like a sociopath. He's trying to like redeem himself from all the bad stuff he did, because he knows he's like a dark, bad person, basically. I mean, he's a thief and a murderer. And there's this one scene where he basically goes through this Ravenger compound, I guess, and with his whistle he basically just kills a whole room of Ravengers. And not only is it beautifully directed, beautifully shot with great soundtrack going, but Michael Rooker he just nails and kills that role. One of my favorite things and one of my favorite moments in this movie, just the way it looks in terms of the shot and all the colors and stuff, is when we first see Yondu. He is literally shirtless, buttoning up his pants after he had just had sex with a robot alien prostitute. And to me, that's amazing that it's in this movie, and it just fits Michael Rooker. It just fits this kind of style of the 80s cult like movie that you would find on a VHS in some video store somewhere that's got these weird, crazy, culty sci-fi effects. And it's a very great send-off for the character Yondu and a great arc, and it's beautiful. Michael Rooker, MVP, all the way. Rest in peace. I didn't really care for the beginning, Kurt Russell, the way he looked. I didn't really need that because he looked like a bobblehead of Kurt Russell with the turtleneck. But Kurt Russell's great in it. It makes sense that he would be in this film, and it also makes sense that we would have Sly Stallone. That's right. Our boy Sly Stallone makes a little cameo. He plays a Ravager. He plays Starhawk, I believe it is, who like used to be on a team with Yondu. They used to kind of be the original Guardians of the Galaxy. And, you know, he's kind of like disgraced by what Yondu does. And he's got a nice little scene where he kind of shows this sort of anger and resentment towards Yondu because he wishes that he was still kind of following the Ravager code. And it's a really nice scene. And it makes sense that Kurt Russell and Sly Stallone would be in this movie because it's like a movie that you would find that's from the 80s. It's just some VHS. It's some culty sci-fi movie. It makes sense. Well, I mean, Jesus. Kurt Russell, Sly Stallone. This is a Guardians of the Galaxy comic movie. Who ever thought we were going to get a comic book movie with Michael Rooker, Kurt Russell, and Sly Stallone? Come on. That's Tango and Cash. That's Cliffhanger. That's a bunch of just fucking great action fucking shit coming together. And here we are. Volume 2, baby. One thing you got to mention when you talk about Guardians of the Galaxy is the awesome mixtape. Right? The first soundtrack has all these hits and all these songs that we know and love, and it's very recognizable and it's really great. I mean, I still listen to it till this day. But this one, I think, fell a little bit short. A lot of the songs aren't as memorable. Some of them do kind of go with what's happening, and I didn't mind them while they were playing, but I just don't really remember them. The only one that I thought that they used to perfection was Fleetwood Mac's The Chain. They used it, I think, twice or maybe 3 times in the film, and all 3 of those times it completely makes sense what was going on, and it really like adds like a lot of emotion to those scenes, and that was probably the best thing. I think they probably just because they used The Chain so well in Volume 2, it kind of overshadows for me the fact that, you know, the whole soundtrack isn't as good as 1, and the songs in 1 are kind of just there to kind of just, you know, contrast against like the space backdrop. And I think The Chain kind of really shows like a really good mixture of music and film. Let me just say it once again. Volume 2 is better than Volume 1. When I went into this movie, I went in with a baby Groot. I walked out with a full-grown Groot. Let me tell you, I was so blown away by how good this one. The first one, it's a nice little adventure film, getting the team together, doing plot-driven stuff, fighting the bad guy. This one, this is a weird, character-driven, dark, violent, culty, sci-fi, weird, crazy film. And it's great, and I love it. Seriously, the more I think about it, the more it's moving up the ranks in my favorite Marvel films. Yeah, literally the only thing that I can think of that was bad about it was the soundtrack, as we were saying. It's the only thing that's not memorable for me. Everything else was so great. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, baby. Yeah. Bam, 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 bam. All up in Kurt Russell's nuts.